Welcome once again, gentle people, to another video for your La Liga predictions and the betting tips. I hope you had a wonderful game week last week and you managed to win and you had some great returns. Yeah. So for this week, we're going to have some midweek games. I'm going to head straight into it. We start on Tuesday. And so we're going to start with Sevilla versus Valencia. So my predictions for this game, Sevilla versus Valencia. I'm going to take Sevilla to win this one. They've been in awful shape, but it's about time to come out of that. Based on a lot of averages, they should come out. Otherwise, I think this game is going to end in a draw, but I'm going to go with Sevilla to win this one. Expecting both teams to score. In terms of combination bet, I would go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm going to take Sevilla to win this one 3-1. In terms of the handicap system, if you don't want to do the score, you can always go on the handicap system and you can go ahead and you can take Sevilla to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, you take a draw here, alright, because this is a strong possibility that this game might end up 2-1 as well. Alright, so recapping predictions for Sevilla versus Valencia. I'm expecting Sevilla to win. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm saying yes. In terms of combination bet, I would say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying 3-1 here in favor of Sevilla. And in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Sevilla to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, I'll take a draw and the 3-way here in this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Sevilla versus Valencia game, and we're going to jump on straight into the next game, which is Getafe versus Athletic Bilbao. Club Atleti. Alright, so Getafe versus Atleti. For this game, I'm expecting here, this one should be an interesting one, to be honest with you. I'm going to take this one to be a draw. And in terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say yes. And also, in terms of combination bet, I'd go for we'll do the combination afterwards because I'm not going to do that one. In terms of predicted scoreline for this game, I'm saying here that we're going to have a 1-1 draw. And in terms of a combination bet, if you want to do a combination bet, I would go with either team to win and under 2.5. Alright. In terms of the handicap system, I have a draw here. So, I have a draw here. So, if I should, let's say, Getafe to win by a goal, that means that if I select Getafe to win by a goal, they start the game a goal behind. And so, if the game ends 1-1, then that means Getafe would have lost this game 2-1. Alright. So, we're not going to select Getafe to win by a goal here. We'd have to go ahead and we have to take here Getafe. If you want to do something on the handicap system, that is, you'd have to go here for, this is saying Getafe to win by 2 goals. That won't happen, I think. That's very unlikely, but you never know. That football is a bit unpredictable at times, and so therefore, if we should go for Getafe to lose by not more than a goal here, because that's what the +1 is saying. If they do lose, they should not lose by more than a goal. So that means if this game ends 1-1, this means that Getafe would be 2-1 on the handicap system, and that means that they would have won. Alright, so I'm going to take Getafe here at +1. Alright, so recapping predictions for Getafe versus Athletic Bilbao. I'm expecting a draw here, and I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, saying 1-1. And in terms of a combination bet, I would say either team to win and under 2.5 goals. And in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Getafe at +1. Alright, Getafe, this means that I should not lose this game by no more than a goal. If they do lose and if they end up in a 1-1 draw, then you win this bet as well. Alright, so we're going to move on over to Atletico de Madrid versus Rayo Vallecano. And Atletico Madrid here, we're expecting them to take care of business. And so therefore, I think they should take care of business here, and I'm not going to use the freeze quite comfortably. I do expect them to take care of business, and I'm going to say here both teams not to score. Atletico is usually very good defensively, and I hope that they don't concede this weekend. Alright, so in terms of combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm saying 2-0 in favor of Atletico de Madrid. If you want to go ahead and you want to do something on the handicap system, you can always go and you can take Atletico to win by a goal here. Alright, and so therefore recapping predictions for Atletico Madrid versus Rayo Vallecano, I'm expecting Atletico Madrid to win and expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline from my point of view, I'm expecting Atletico to win 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, you can go ahead and seek Atletico to win this one by a goal. Alright, so that was our predictions for the Atletico versus Rayo Vallecano game. And now we're going to move on to our next game, which is Cadiz versus Real Betis. Alright, Cadiz being the home team here. Cadiz usually a very tough team to beat at home, but in recent times they have kind of lost their touch, but they have managed to find their way back somewhat, and they're proving to be a little bit difficult at home again. And so therefore for this game, Real Betis versus Cadiz, I'm going to say here it's going to be an interesting battle, and I don't think it's going to be easy. So for this game, I'm going to take Real Betis to win. Alright, I'm saying both teams to score. And I'm going to have here sorry about that, either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-1 here in favor of Real Betis. And the handicap system, please go ahead and you can take here Real Betis. You can take them for -1, but in this case, based on my prediction, we won't take them for -1. We're going to take it as a draw here, right? So we're going to take it as a draw, because if they do win this one 2-1 based on the handicap system, it would be 2-all. Alright, so recapping predictions for this game, Cadiz versus Real Betis, I'm expecting Real Betis to win this one. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm saying yes. In terms of a combination bet, I'm saying either team to win and both to score. And also in terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm going here with 2-1 in favor of Real Betis. And also here in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take here a draw. Alright, -1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Cadiz versus Real Betis game, and now we're going to move on over to our next game, and our next game is Real Valladolid versus Celta de Vigo. And for this game here, Real Valladolid, they've been doing well at home since the start of the season, and I'm expecting them to continue to do so. And so it should be an interesting game to beat between them both. But you never know what's going to happen, so I'm expecting both teams to score here. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go straight to a combination. I'm going to take here either team to win and both to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm going to go out here on the limb. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to take them to win 2-1 in this game, that is. And on the handicap system, you can go ahead and you can select for here Real Valladolid. It's -1 here. Based on my scoreline, you go with a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Valladolid versus Celta de Vigo, I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'm going to say here either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Real Valladolid. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go with a draw. But that would be a +1 draw here. That's the -1, because based on my scoreline, if it ends that way, then it would be a draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Real Valladolid versus Celta de Vigo game, and we're going to skedaddle on over into our next game, and our next game is Real Sociedad versus Mallorca. Alright, and for this game now, I'm expecting here Real Sociedad to continue do well at home. They have been doing well at home from last season, and they should continue to do so. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say no, both teams won't score. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-0 here in favor of Real Sociedad. On the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take Real Sociedad to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Sociedad versus Mallorca. I'm expecting Real Sociedad to win. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination, I'd say either to win and both not to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-0 here in favor of Real Sociedad. And also, in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Real Sociedad to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are our predictions for Real Sociedad versus Mallorca. And so we're going to head straight into Elche versus Real Sociedad, Real Madrid game. Elche versus Real Madrid. And the Elche versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid coming off a good win in the El Clasico, won that 1-3-1 over the weekend. But it was a really good victory for them. So I'm going to take them to win here as well. And also I'm going to take both teams to score in terms of a combination bet. I would say either to win and both to score. Predicted score line for this game, I'm going to take here 1 for Real Madrid. And otherwise, it might be 3-1, I think. And on the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal. But it's a little bit different from what my predicted scoreline is saying. But based on the kind of team that Real Madrid is and what they are capable of doing, then they should be able to win this one by a clear goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Madrid versus Elche. Expecting Real Madrid to win this one. Expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'm saying either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid. And also on the handicap system, I'm going to take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal. Alright, so moving on to a final game for this game week. And not necessarily a final game. We have here. Let's move on over to we have Almeria versus Girona. Alright, Almeria versus Girona. My predictions for Almeria versus Girona game. I'm expecting here. Almeria to come out on top here in this game. Almeria to take care of business. Both teams to score. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say yes. Both teams should score. In terms of a combination bet, you go ahead with the obvious. Either to win and both to score. Pick the score line for me in this one. I'm going to say here we're going to have a 3-1 victory for Almeria. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'm going to take Almeria to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, I'll take a draw. Alright, because this one has a possibility of ending 2-1 as well. Alright, so recapping predictions of Almeria versus Girona. I'm expecting Almeria to win, being at home here. And I'm also expecting both teams to score. In terms of combination bet, I would say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 3-1 here in favor of Almeria. And on the handicap system also, I'm taking Almeria to win this one by a goal. Alright, so let's jump on over to our next game. And our next game will be Osasuna versus Espanyol. Osasuna versus Espanyol here. I'm expecting Osasuna versus Espanyol. In this game now, let's just clear this first. Osasuna versus Espanyol. Osasuna is usually a good team at home and not an easy team to beat at home. They're usually difficult. And so I'm going to say here, both teams not to score. And in terms of combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, from my perspective, I'm going to give Osasuna a 1-0 victory here. Yeah, Osasuna to win by a goal. In terms of the handicap system, now this is where it gets interested. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go here. I'm not going to take Osasuna to win by a goal, but rather I'm going to take a draw here. Alright, based on what Espanyol could do. Alright, so I'm going to take a draw there. So recapping predictions for the Osasuna versus Espanyol game. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination, I'm going to say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying 1-0 in favor of Osasuna. And on the handicap system, I'm going to take a draw here. Alright, +1. Alright, I'm going to take a draw here for this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Osasuna versus Espanyol game. And we're going to move on over to our final game of this game week, and it is Barcelona versus Villarreal. Alright, Barcelona versus Villarreal, and Barcelona back at home, and I'm going to expect Barcelona to take care of business here based on how Villarreal has been playing since the start of the season. But I would be surprised if the Barcelona should take care of them. I'm going to take both teams to score as well. In terms of combination bet, you go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to say 3-1 in favor of Barcelona. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Barcelona to win this one by a goal. Alright, Barcelona to win by a goal. And so recapping predictions for the Barcelona versus Villarreal game. I'm expecting Barcelona to win in terms of both teams scoring. I'm saying yes. Combination bet, either team to win and both to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying 3-1 in favor of Barcelona. And on the handicap system, I'm going to take Barcelona to win this one by a goal as well. Alright, so those were the predictions for the Barcelona versus Villarreal game. And these are the predictions for your La Liga games this week. So the betting tips and the predictions, that's where it ends for these upcoming games, midweek games that is, starting from Tuesday to Thursday. And so therefore I wish you all happy betting. Continue to watch my videos, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so that as soon as the video comes out you can get it. And also share this video on your social media platforms so that we can enlarge our viewership base here on YouTube. And also this is just another way to earn passively. As I said, one thing that Corona taught me was that you can't have one stream of income, and so therefore if you're interested in forex trading, options trading, and betting, sports betting, and these are videos that you should be watching. And I thank you very much for your support, and continue to watch my videos. As I say, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great week. Thanks.